And the man to my right, let's bring him back to the podium, Mr. George Chen.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be here tonight as the chairman of this convention and as your incoming president of NAPABA. I am particularly privileged to address you here in my hometown of Scottsdale, Arizona. Thank you to my family for being here tonight to celebrate with me this memorable occasion and for their never-ending support. To my beautiful wife, Wendy, our precious daughters, our precious daughters, 5-year-old Joanna, 3-year-old Dana, and our 1-year-old son, Wesley, who should be sleeping upstairs right now. I love you very much. To my parents, Apollo and Julie, when you named me George, after the first United States President, George Washington, I bet you were not thinking about NAPABA president. Seriously though, thanks Mom and Dad for your unconditional love and support. To my brother Al and his lovely wife Janet and their daughters Hannah and Katie, your attendance tonight is very special for me, and thank you for being here. Thank you as well to all of you in this ballroom, my extended NAPABA family, for your friendship and your faith. On behalf of the entire NAPABA Board of Governors and staff, I thank you for your support of NAPABA and for your attending this 26th annual NAPABA convention and, of course, tonight's gala. Speaking of the convention, you may have heard that this year, for the first time in NAPABA's history, we switched from a local host committee-driven convention planning process to a national committee convention planning process. And in doing so, we moved from a process where people who planned the convention were limited to those who were located in the city where the convention was held, to a new process where the people who planned the convention are expanded to be from all across the country and to include much more NAPABA staff involvement. So thank you to the entire National Convention Planning Committee, including co-chairs Jared Leung, Eileen Sullivan, and Barry Wong, and the NAPABA staff, including Tina Matsuoka, our executive director, and Priya Purandare, Emily Chatterjee, and so many others. And in fact, if you were involved with planning this convention, and I know there are well over 100 of you in this room, if you were involved with planning this convention, whether it was selecting or presenting one of our 50 CLEs during these past few days, or whether it was involved with planning or presenting one of our 3 civil rights-focused plenary sessions, including that very memorable immigration plenary session from yesterday, or something else related to the convention, would you please stand? Would you please stand and be recognized? Please. I know there are many more of you out there. Please don't be shy. Please stand. Thank you. Now, I would also like to recognize and thank some of NAPABA's Bar Association partners and friends. With everything that we're able to accomplish in the past and in the future, we certainly cannot do it alone. So I'm asking these folks to stand and to be recognized as well. And if you could please hold your applause to the end. From the American Bar Association, or the ABA, Trish Rifo, who is the chair of the ABA House of Delegates. From the Hispanic National Bar Association, or HNBA, Cynthia Mares, President, and Robert Maldonado, President-elect. From the National Native American Bar Association, or NANABA, Mary Smith, President, and Linda Benally, President-elect. And from the South Asian Bar Association of North America, or SABA, NA, Mansi Shaw, President. Thanks to each of you and your bar associations for your support and for being with us here tonight. Finally, I also want to thank my law firm, Brian Cave. I'm very fortunate, I consider myself very fortunate to have been a part of Brian Cave for more than 15 years in my intellectual property legal career. And I'm grateful to have a strong global support network across the 1,000 lawyers of my firm, from our chairwoman, Terry Pritchard, in my Washington, D.C. office, to my Phoenix office managing partner, Jay Zweig. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, during the past few days, we have converged here upon Arizona to celebrate the 20th anniversary of our NAPABA Law Foundation. We have converged here in Arizona to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act. We have converged here upon Arizona to recognize our trailblazers and our best under 40. And we have converged here upon Arizona to celebrate many other successes within our NAPABA family. The growth of NAPABA and its annual convention has been tremendous since the last time that we converged here in Arizona in 2001, a mere 13 years ago. Back in 2001, I remember having a very large convention, or what we thought was a very large convention, of 300 attendees. 300 attendees at the 2001 convention in Scottsdale, Arizona, at a hotel just a few miles south of here. Now, today, compare that to this year's attendance in 2014, where we are back in Scottsdale, Arizona. But now we have about 1,500 attendees at our convention this year. Imagine where we will be in another 13 years. Our convergence upon Arizona during these past few days has been a large extended working family reunion of sorts. And we can continue our work together after we return to our homes, our families, and our careers after this convention. We can continue our convergence and our work together by getting involved now. Getting involved now to show that NAPABA, our NAPABA, is so much more than just a fantastic annual convention. I'm excited to present to you 6 key initiatives that NAPABA will be implementing during this next year in 2015, and I encourage everyone in this ballroom to get involved now. To help NAPABA create and roll out a brand new affiliate grant program to help assist our affiliates. Our affiliates will have access to funding through NAPABA to build programs that support their members and their local APA communities. I encourage everyone to get involved now to help NAPABA create and roll out a brand new mini MBA program next year for our in-house counsel so that they can more easily develop their skills and talents to rise through the ranks and become the next general counsel of Fortune 500 companies. I encourage everyone to get involved now to help NAPABA create and roll out a brand new pro bono general counsel database for referrals to nonprofits and public interest organizations who request legal assistance from NAPABA. I encourage everyone to get involved now to help NAPABA create enhanced regional conferences next year. Now, with a show of hands, how many of you have enjoyed this 26th annual NAPABA convention? Now, I see a lot of hands being raised, a lot of people clapping. So, would you like to see a smaller scale of NAPABA conferences in your hometown throughout the year? Would you like to go to Hawaii for the NAPABA Western Regional Conference? Or any number of other regional conferences in Orlando, Minneapolis, or Boston next year? The possibilities are unlimited. I encourage everyone to get involved now to help NAPABA create a direct membership drive next year. With our brand new website at napaba.org that launched earlier this week, we will have the capability to help our affiliates handle many of the administrative tasks that prevent them from truly providing services to their members and the APA communities. I encourage everyone to get involved now to help NAPABA create an even more successful lobby day in Washington, D.C. next year. A lobby day where we will meet with our elected officials to discuss the issues that are important to our APA communities, such as voting rights, immigration, and increased diversity on the federal bench. As lawyers, we are uniquely qualified and trained as advocates for our APA communities, and Lobby Day is an empowering event for all of us. All of us can work together to directly impact the laws of our great country. One of our goals is to have one or more members from every single one of our 70 affiliates attend Lobby Day next year in May of 2015, which is APA Heritage Month. Join your NAPABA leadership team to reach more congressmen and women and more senators and their staffers than ever before. With Election Day having occurred just a few days ago, we have many newly elected and re-elected federal officials to meet with, and we can make an impact on our country's laws. Ladies and gentlemen, join me and the rest of our NAPABA leadership team to create our future, a future NAPABA that each of us can proudly call our own. I'm extremely pleased that many of you are passionate about making these initiatives a success and have already approached me about getting involved now. I eagerly anticipate all of the great things that we will accomplish together. Thank you.